Each country has its own unwritten rules. It is very important to know those rules because without their knowledge, one can get into trouble or at least into an awkward situation. In this video, I will introduce you to some of unwritten rules that are good to know before visiting Sweden. First of all, it is important to prepare your wardrobe. It is not very typical to be flashy and eccentric in Sweden. People usually wear relaxed clothing in casual style. When it comes to important events, Swedes usually wear smart clothes, but nothing uncomfortable or too formal. For men, it is typical to wear a suit in dark color with shirt and a tie. Formal clothing for women usually consists of trousers or an outfit with a skirt. But when you are meeting with your friends, it is not expected that you come dressed in highest formal fashion, although young people often wear clothes that are modern and stylish. Very important thing about meeting people in Sweden is their punctuality, so make sure you always come on time or maybe even just a few minutes ahead. Lateness is seen as very disrespectful in both formal and informal occasions. When you are meeting with someone new, it's good to know that people in Sweden prefer handshakes, so make sure to shake hands with everyone you meet for the first time, even with children. In many countries, hugs are very common when meeting with people, but in Sweden is not very typical because Swedes are quite reserved people. Hugging is more common with friends or family, but definitely not between two people meeting for the first time. Kissing is another very common thing in many countries, but in Sweden it's something you shouldn't do, especially not with strangers. Another thing good to mention is that titles as Mrs., Mr., or Doctor are no longer used. Surnames are also not seen as very important. Very common thing when meeting with people are toasts. In Sweden, it is a rather formal ritual. Make sure you don't drink before the host gives the toast. In Sweden, people say skål while giving a toast. When you are invited into someone's house, make sure to bring a small gift. It can be something like flowers, wine, chocolate, or for someone you know better, it could be a recorded music, for example. If there are children in the household, make sure to bring something for them too. Just some candy or a small toy. Don't bring anything made from crystal or items made in Sweden. In some countries, it is not required to take off your shoes indoors, but Sweden is not one of those countries. So don't be surprised when you'll be asked to remove your shoes and make sure your socks are in a good condition. And don't be scared, you won't be walking barefoot. Swedish households usually have plenty of slippers for visitors. When you find yourself in a restaurant, it's typical to split the bill with others. Even if you want to be generous and pay for your colleagues or friends, it's better to rather stick with splitting the bill. If you like to drink coffee but don't like the caffeine, Sweden maybe isn't for you, because decaf coffee is something you wouldn't find here. Even ordering a decaf coffee is seen as something unacceptable. If you are with bigger group of people and alcohol starts flowing, don't buy rounds for everyone. Each person pays for their own drinks. Buying rounds may be more typical only for close friends. Another thing typical for Sweden is their dislike of small talk. Don't expect that strangers on the street will start talking with you. People in Sweden are reserved and quiet. They don't talk to strangers or start random conversations. It's good to keep your volume low, be modest, be aware of personal space of others, respect the other sex, and don't act flashy. Swedish people are proud of their state and listen to authorities, so make sure you follow all the rules. For example, littering is seen as something unacceptable since people in Sweden care a lot about their surroundings and ecology. Try not to buy bottled water because it's seen as a waste. Swedes are also passionate about everything Swedish, so don't talk down their prides, such as monuments or dishes, and especially be sensitive about their beer. Remember, the Swedish beer is always the best. It's also not very polite to compare Sweden with other Scandinavian countries. Also, definitely don't mention Finnish hockey. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful or at least you learned something new. I'll see you next time.